Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. Middle East crisis, bombings, world events couldn't even bring down prices of cattle. Commodities are higher, cattle prices are higher, futures are up. And we all thought, or I did, that the Middle East deal over there with all the things that are going on would certainly have a negative impact on the market, but it didn't. But there was an impact on the market and has been over the last few recent weeks from the processing side of beef, as we're finding out that packers, processing plants are cutting their working hours. They weren't killing cattle on Saturdays, obviously. They cut back to half a day on Fridays. And now we're hearing talk that plants are running 32-hour weeks. That's Monday through Thursday. That's 8 hours times 4 days a week. Why are they doing that? Because they can. They are in the red, and they don't like being in the red. So, we're right in the middle of a low inventory, good time for cattle producers, putting some money in our pockets. These calf prices are off the chart, doing really good. And we've had these world events that can't even affect the prices because of the inventory being so low. But so it just takes one little move from the big four, just to cut man hours, cut processing time down, cut the supply down, keep the supply manageable, and move meat at the highest price you can move it. So I was just sitting here thinking about that and how these guys are so big, these corporate giants. There's 4 of them that kill 85% of the cattle that are processed. We all know that. And you just know they have a think tank of people that all they do all day long is figure out how we're going to squeeze more money out of that beef. And I saw a report on the news a while back about AI. Everybody's hearing about AI and all that's going on. Well, these 2 robots are playing soccer against each other. They were, I don't know, MIT, Boston, Harvard, one of those schools. Some kids made these robots. So these robots are playing soccer against each other, but they have the ability to think and to figure out how to score a goal. So they leave their computers, and they leave them on. They just leave them on all day, and they stay on. And all those little robots do is figure out how to kick that ball through the hoop, through the goal. And they that's all they study. And so they make these moves so that they can get the ball in the goal. They do this every minute of every day, every week, 365 days a year. And they're coming up with these unbelievable ways to kick a ball through the goal. And I just think that that's probably what's going on the Packer side of it, that they're learning how to manage lower inventory and still supply meat at a high price and make money, in light of when they should not really, maybe meat has hit a price where it's consumers are turning it down at a certain level, and they're going to other sources of protein, chicken, pork, whatever. But there's a limit there, and I can guarantee you the packer knows where that is. And we're scared to regulate. But we all know that we haven't been regulating that part of the industry in a long time, and we're letting them get away with a lot of things. Actually, they've been fined numerous times, bribing USDA meat inspectors, bribing officials at import-export stations, just a lot of things like that going on. So to me it's a no-brainer to regulate, put regulations on, make them buy 30% of the cattle that they procure on a negotiated price. Make them buy 30% or a certain number, 25 or 30%, whatever it is, and make them have to compete to set a price for the cattle that they're buying. I mean, it's crazy to me that producers at this point, we should have the upper hand. The ball should be in our court, and we should have some say at the table as far as that goes. Should we regulate the packing industry to buy 30% of their cattle that they purchase every week on a negotiated price? That's bidding, live bidding for cattle, to mandate a percentage of cattle bought every week by the packers. And but so we're in a really good time, but yet this prices have kind of just leveled off for the last few weeks, and it's just kind of going sideways. Fat cattle prices are where they were 20 weeks ago. I mean, it hasn't moved past about 180, 182. We were thinking that those fat cattle were going to get up around $2, but somehow or another the packers buy up enough inventory to hold around them to have a supply on hand, so when they need it, they don't have to be very competitive out there to buying cattle. So there's pressure from that side of it. Now, having said that, these calf prices are holding their own real good. We've had some little calves bringing really high prices. I believe $4 maybe on a little calf this week. So that was really good. I did copy off some of those number one steer prices this week. 472 pound weighted average on number one steers from 450 to 500 pounds. Net average weight of 472, $2.70. That's not bad. 516 pounds steers at $2.60, and the 6-weight steers weighing in at a net average weight of 630 at $2.33. And I believe that's a little bit higher than we quoted last week. So prices are still good on this end, but I don't know. We kept saying that quarter four this year and first quarter of 2024 was really going to take off and move on up a little bit more. And I don't know if that's going to happen now or not with the way things are looking. But if we can just hold it here at this level, I think everybody's still pretty happy. We had some good calves here this week again. I remember Omaha Contracting down there at Chancey Bay around the east side of the lake sent us some pretty nice heifers. They were replacement heifers, most of them weighing 7 to 750, and those calves were bringing I guess around $1.80 to $1.90 on heifers, which I thought was really good. I did see some steers. I think maybe even Omaha Contracting sent some 7-weight steers in here that brought, I think they brought about 215 to 220, which was real good. But all in all, these prices are strong. Slaughter cows and bulls did back off a little bit. I'd call them probably $1 to $3 cheaper. Remember last week they bounced up pretty high. They were $4 to $8 higher last week, and they took a little bit of that money off this week. We've seen a lot of cows come to town. 30% of our sale Tuesday, 30% of the sale were slaughter classes, and we've seen a lot of bulls. Everybody must be checking their bulls and culling their bulls and maybe upgrading, getting some better younger bulls for their cows this year. A lot of bulls have been in here, and those bulls are selling really good. We've had some bulls weighing around 1,800 pounds, bringing $1.25 to $1.30 a pound, which is real good, but people are really culling their bulls. And speaking of bulls, we're in our bull sale month. We've had the Angus bull sale, the Brangus bull sale, and this Friday is the Eaton Charolais bulls. That's EATON. And that's from the big country. That's from Montana, where these bulls come from. They're very, very hardy. They hold up really good. This is the third year we've sold these bulls, and they're from Big Country, and I guess that's why they brand them the way they do. They've got this huge on their side. They've got this ETN, and Big Country means big brands, because I guess you can see that brand from a quarter mile away. It's like over the whole side of the bull. And we brand our cows on the hip, on the cushion up there, and they're like 3 inches tall. These brands are like a foot. Each letter is huge, but they stand out. The brand stands out, but the bulls even stand out better. They're a really good set of bulls. There's about 60 head that we'll be having here this Friday. So that sale starts at 1 o'clock Friday. We'll have steak dinner at noon. So you can come see the bulls that morning before the sale. They'll be ready for you to view. We'll have your catalog. Go to OkeechobieLivestockMarket.com, and you'll find that catalog on these good bulls. The sale last week on the Brangus bulls averaged overall $4,700, and I would imagine these Charolais bulls are going to bring every bit of that. I would guess. So be prepared to write a pretty good size check if you're going to buy a bull. It's going to, they're going to be in pretty good demand, I would say. So the market's going good. We had a good run of cattle, 1,300 head more or less on both days. And so far this year, we've sold more cattle than we did last year. And I think we have sold off a lot of cows, which probably will show us next year the calf crop may be even lower. And if these prices, they are where they are now, if lower cattle numbers again, we may squeeze out a little bit more money out of these calves, but I'd just be happy to keep it where we are. So I guess that's about it on the market report, except for we have reached a level on our YouTube, on our market video report. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you're going to hear some of my opinions. You may not agree with them. That's fine. You know what your opinions are worth anyways. I've got one and you've got one too, but we like to just share what's out there and what we're thinking here. So on our YouTube channel, we've reached a point where we have an OLM community on YouTube, and we would like for you to be a part of that. There are some buttons on the screen. One of them is a join button. Join, be a member, come be a member of our OLM YouTube family. There's also a button that says super thanks. Super thanks to you guys. So hit the super thanks button. And there may be some free merchandise that will take you to our t-shirts and caps and things that we have that we share with our customers. So if you want to participate in that, we appreciate you clicking on these little links and be a part of what we're doing here at Okeechobee Livestock Market. I run into people around town and here at the market that say thank you for the market reports. We appreciate telling us what's going on. People are busy doing their own thing, and they can just pull that up right there on their phone and catch a little glimpse of the market and the views of what's going on. So we thank you for that, and so come be a part of it. And let's see here, high prices this week. The top calf price was sold, the calf came from C3 Cattle right here in Okeechobee, and a little calf weighed 240 pounds that brought $4 a pound. And that calf was bought by Reynolds. And on the slaughter cow side, Archimedes Rafi Jr. from Medley, Florida, topped the cow market with a 1,275 pound cow that brought $1.11. That cow was bought by Cargill. That's your market report. Thank you.